3, 2, 1.
Why didn't you do it?
Nope.
Welcome to the warm-up, guys.
Yes, bro.
We
It's
have
our guest.
Okay, guest
Kurt Palmer.
Kurt Palmer wears Ric Flair shirts, but
Wrestling fan, wrestling enthusiast. This Andrew, Jake, Cole, and Nash.
we brought him on because
Why do you touch everybody's knee? Okay.
Guys,
Alright.
that's what.
he knows basketball pretty well.
What's this show about again?
Basketball.
He knows basketball.
So he brought his own takes
You
that he didn't
like
want any of us to really hear before.
You can have
to
them.
explain.
Let's
But
bring them up.
yeah, bring him up and we can talk about him.
Excited to be here.
You want to just straight up start with that?
Start with your take.
Just had a couple takes, guys.
Let's hear it.
First one was Blazers kind of struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're
That's
3 and
true.
5. Why are they struggling? What's going on?
CJ, I don't want to say anything too.
I feel like Damian Lillard and CJ.
They are 3 and 5,
They are 3.
I feel
10th in the Western Conference.
It might just be that there's like some just better teams.
Is it because they're in the Western Conference? Why are they struggling?
Well, they have a tough schedule. Like, they're in the best conference in the league. But also,
Or is it
it's
CJ
also
McCollum?
more or less that entire team. This has been the case before, that CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard are that team. Previously, before, it's like they'll have up and down years. They've done this before where they've had like mediocre free agents that they were able to pick up, and those guys end up stepping up when they had a somewhat decent playoff run.
So who did they lose last year? They lost Harkless,
Myers Leonard.
Myers Leonard, who's leading the league
Nurkic,
in three-point
yeah.
shooting percentage
Nurkic is
right
still
now.
out, so that's a
Nurkic
reason.
is out.
But Hassan Whiteside, he dropped like 20 rebounds yesterday.
He dropped 20 rebounds?
Well, he had 20 rebounds.
He grabbed them.
I forgot they had Hassan
And
Whiteside.
then,
I
and then
completely
he dropped. He
forgot
had
about
like 20 points.
So their 5 losses have been to the Nuggets, Spurs,
76.
Sixers, Warriors, and Clippers.
So I think
that. Those are all
I don't
respectable
know, the Warriors. I
losses.
feel like
Except
it
for
was
the
just not
And
a
I
good
think
game
there were
for
a
them.
couple of them that were close.
I feel like
They
they
beat
but-
they beat the
but-
Mavericks by.
My
yeah.
point is they're struggling, and I think they can't just say, okay, we'll get Nurkic back, and then we'll be like a 6 or 7 seed. I think they need to make a trade.
I feel no. I feel like the.
You don't think they can make a trade?
They can, but I feel like they're just playing better teams right now.
No.
They're going to be playing better teams all year long in the
Yeah.
Western Conference, bro.
Yeah.
No,
Hold on.
the
Hold on.
Nuggets.
They're
the
gonna be-
They are good.
Mavericks.
They're a good team, but
Okay.
Lakers are playing them too. Dallas is playing them too.
Everyone else.
They're-
Dallas is fighting too. And even if you, that's a kind of a not really good argument because once they get to the playoffs, they're going to be playing all these teams even more.
And that's gonna be a problem.
that's a problem.
That's gonna be a problem. That's
So,
why they're not.
They could get
picking up.
Nurkic
I
back, but
agree.
when do they actually get him back? Do we know?
I
But
say-
but what does Nurkic do
Nothing.
for him when they get him back? Like I said,
He's not a good.
are they going to get him up to 5-5, 500 team, or are they going to be a
I think they could
6-7
get it.
seed?
I think
Who-
they
whose
could
place
get
are
that.
they gonna
Who's,
take?
who's their backup center?
I thought they'd be better. I'll be honest. That's
Who's
why I'm
their backup
surprised.
center?
Yeah,
Hassan
I'm
Whiteside.
surprised too.
Who's the backup?
It's the Dame and CJ are, first of all, they're not shooting too well in general, and they brought in a ton of people. They brought in Bazemore, Whiteside, Hazonia, they have Anthony Simons, and they have
He was balling the other night, by the way.
Yeah.
2 other players that they just like kind of signed that don't. I mean,
Maybe
So
the
that's a lot of
maybe
people.
The chemistry's just
and the
not
Blazers
there
kind of
yet.
have like a very
They lost their best defender though.
yeah.
You know what Portland reminds me of? Do you remember when, I think it was the last playoff game that Durant and Westbrook played? They did take turn ball. Okay, it's your turn. You take it.
CJ and Dave.
I see them doing that. Like, they almost kind of stagger them. I don't watch the games too closely.
You,
I want
they
to see.
did this
I
last
want to
year.
see they're playing at the same time. To me, I'd like to see them stagger because they're so ball dominant.
And then
And they're,
Nuggets.
not that they can't handle it,
No, yeah,
but CJ is just sitting over there in the back, the top of the key.
and he's not like the
Taking
best
turns.
catch and shoot, and he doesn't really fit as that. But in the Nuggets series last year, we went to 7 games. They took Dame out to rest. They put CJ at point guard and kind
See, I
of.
was just gonna say CJ
That's it,
can
and they
totally
won.
play point guard.
And then went to the Western
Split him
Conference
up.
Finals
He can
doing
become
that.
a Lou Williams, so to say.
But
No one's ever Lou
they
Williams, right?
no, they don't. They're really weak in the wing position. They've been that way since they lost like Wesley Matthews, LaMarcus Aldridge, all those years back.
The reason I bring that up is just because I like him. I love Damian Lillard. I expected him to be better. It's early, but again, they're playing good teams. I don't know.
I don't think it's so much like panic time for Portland as of yet.
It's not
This
panic
is-
time.
No, but if this continues at some point, I do feel like they need to make some kind of move.
I think so too.
I think
All
that
of their
last
games have
year,
been within
I
10
wonder
points.
if
What
last
move did they make?
Kevin Love.
No.
Or Danilo Gallinari.
No.
No.
No,
I saw that.
I don't think the Thunder let him go.
Yeah.
no.
they won't, but-
Gallinari's been playing
Those
outstanding.
are the 2 guys that they can get, and They said Nurkic could come back from like Christmas to January, but what they should do is just let him rest until the trade deadline, get rid of Whiteside, whoever else they need to, put him back in, and then get like a Kevin Love or
who's their
another good
backup center?
forward.
Who's their backup center?
Zach Collins.
That's
think
their
they-
problem, though.
I think they need a guy that's going to come in and get rebounds, going to pick up the garbage, not going to need the ball a lot, like a Montrez
Like a Trez or a
or
Draymond.
Rezel.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I love
That
that.
could.
but those guys are few and far between. But I think that's the kind of guy.
Here's the
that
thing. I think it's also
Draymond would be a good
hard to
pickup.
determine who will get traded during this prior to the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of an open field right now.
I
We
say
can't really
it's-
see what teams. Because obviously, at some point during the season, if season doesn't go well, teams are going to start tanking. Because this is always happens during the NBA season.
I mean, I still think
They start trading pieces. It's like, all right, we got to rebuild and start.
Do they need
collecting
to get rid of
graphics.
like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, or do they need to keep
No.
them and then
No.
try and bring,
No,
like
keep
one of
them.
the
Keep
two? Just keep them.
I think you keep him.
I say they get rid
Or
of
is
Whiteside
it
and Ken
those two
Bazemore.
that are the problem? That's it.
Or maybe.
I think
How much
Whiteside's
cap do they
gonna
have?
be a-
Here's the thing. How many?
mediocre flop.
But here's the
I think
thing.
they need a small forward.
Here's the thing.
It
How much
sounds
cap
like
do they have invested in Damian Lillard and CJ
A
McCollum?
lot. Both matches.
Exactly. The
They're
problem
all in
is,
on those guys.
yeah, the problem is that they've gone all in on them, and
Which
the problem
was-
is that their cap space is somewhat
Now
limited.
you got to find a way to, like I said, bring those role players in.
But I think
They're
they've tried to do that before because after
They
that one
have it.
season they had like a decent playoff run. They re-signed several free agents that were for way too much money and
Yeah.
took up their cap.
Yeah, because
And
I
see,
think they're thinking Whiteside's going to be that guy that's going to come play defense, get the rebounds, do that dirty stuff I was
I don't
talking
see him
about.
being a permanent like a
No, he's not.
long-term player. He's going to get traded before the deadline. That's a one player I can
And
see
he
getting
does get
traded
injured.
away.
He does get injured a lot.
see,
Like,
the
that's
Blazers
the
are
problem.
in this position now because they haven't been smart the past couple of years. Like they signed Alan Crabb for like $18 million 2 years ago, and then traded him away like the same season. And so just signings like that, along with two max slots that you have
So
in
you need to
Damian
be
Lillard,
smart about
they
it.
haven't been smart in general. So it's kind of just what happens.
It also
They
would
need to
have
make
to
a big
require a
play.
good enough coach and a good enough system
Oh, Terry
in
Stotts is a good
place.
enough coach.
Because
but-
they're somewhat dysfunctional in how they run their organization in terms of front office. Like, if they were much more organized and much more put together as a franchise, they could be a lot better. Because certain teams can withstand having high cap space and just bring in younger
Yeah.
guys that don't have.
Did you
as
guys
much
have the
experience.
Blazers in your playoff picks?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't.
You did not? You did not?
I
had
did
them in
not. I had like
fifth or
9th or
sixth.
10th.
Okay. See, I think I had them like 6th or 7th or 8th or something like that. But
I was
not 8th.
thinking they were just
I
gonna.
think I
Well, I thought they would do.
I thought they were gonna be like-
That's why I was
I
surprised.
had them
You guys might not be as surprised as me. I had them in the playoffs. I thought they were. I mean, Jake was always talking about how he was surprised they were. What were they? A 3 seed last year?
They were 3 seed to win
They
the
were a
West
high seed.
Conference.
Anyways,
That's
that's just what I wanted.
Here's the thing, I do like that Portland area. I do know like stuff. I do have some history with like Portland, Oregon area, so I actually always rooting for the Trailblazers to succeed. But every single time they get key pieces or they try to make moves or take that next step, they always take a step back and then they try to fix them. They clean it up. They improve
just-
the next season. It's like
yeah.
an even.
Small market.
It's like an even.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Small market team. They have an even year, like they're at their high, and then odd year, number year. They always
Yeah.
like at a slump.
Right.
It's like the Carolina Panthers of basketball.
Bottom line is the way they look at it. Hey, they got CJ and Damon. They got to hold on to them. Remember the Jazz was small market.
That's what I'm
And
just
Stockton
talking
and
about.
Malone, they had to hold on to those guys. And then Jeff Horner said, Jeff Malone, they bring guys in and out, right?
Yeah.
Around, and that's just what the Blazers have to do. When you're at a small market, you have to do that. You can't throw money around.
And also, and I will give Utah this because you bring that up as a good point. It's also good on them, and in hindsight, it looks a lot better them not re-signing Gordon Hayward and paying him a bunch of money. In hindsight, that looks like a very good move because I'm thinking it's like if you had him and Donovan Mitchell, that could be two key players that would do great for your offense. But looking back, it's like no, they made the smart decision of letting him go. In hindsight, now.
See, one thing that I think everyone's surprised about on the surface is I heard a lot of talk about the Jazz and the Blazers going into the season are kind of like the same. Like no, I mean
Same
Dame's
situation.
a superstar, and so is like Donovan Mitchell, but everyone else they just got a bunch of free agents. Like Jazz got Mike Conley.
Mitchell's a rising
Um,
superstar. They'd love
well,
to
yeah,
have him be Damon.
But
Dame's,
they looked. No, I'm talking about how
Mitchell
they
is
kind of
right
looked.
now.
Teams look similar because they're just kind of like deep, and they just had a bunch of
I
dudes
understand.
on other teams that could just come in and do good. But the Blazers have Lillard, Whiteside, Simons, McCollum, Gasol, Nurkic, Collins, Hood, Hazonia,
Oh, I
Little,
forgot about Hood.
Anthony Tolliver is okay, and then Ken Bazemore, Scala Bicier. So they're like, they kind of just threw a bunch of guys onto a team, and they just didn't really think about
They hope for the best.
There's no
how
scheme.
they would fit. It's like
There's
okay,
no scheme fit for how the team is organized.
It's like-
It's just a bunch of
yeah.
random pieces thrown together.
it's
They-
like in 2K when you're drafting, and it's like who's the best available player at this position currently, and they just like took him like for free agency. Like we need a small forward. Let's take freaking Mario Hazonia, who like isn't.
Language.
Sorry. Let's take Mario Hazonia, and it's like they didn't really think about how
Yeah,
he
think
would
about the other
mesh.
Mario
That
was
Hey, enough on the Blazers. That was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Jimmy Butler and the Heat? Who's excited about? I was watching him play
I
the
was
Suns
watching
last night.
Goran Dragic. He was.
But
Here's
let's
the
talk
thing,
about Butler though.
insane.
Butler
Goran
is a
Dragic
leader. I watched him. He's playing hard. He's playing defense. He's leading that team.
Because
Well,
finally
he's
has an
on
organization.
he's finally on a team where he's the number one guy on the team,
Yeah.
and he wants to be the
But
show.
him and Dragic, I think they played great together.
They're
See,
an amazing duo.
I'm scared to watch the Heat because
I think the Heat are going to be a 4 or 5 seed or above.
right now they're
In
the
the
team.
They can be a 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Who's their
They
starting
can-
center? Who's their starting?
What were you saying, Andrew?
I say like they could be like a 3 seed, maybe.
I think so too.
3 seed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Because-
Here's the
Because
thing,
they
I
play
think-
defense.
I think when Miami is
that's
building
what down there.
Deep. They all get that. In
But
a
here's the
second.
thing,
They are-
I think Miami, and this is probably what they're end up planning on doing, they're looking to build like an actual another superstar to bring in to team up with Jimmy Butler.
Guys want to go down there. Guys want to play down there.
I know, that was the most shocking
wanna go
move.
to
I think the
South
most shocking move of the offseason was Jimmy Butler going to Miami.
Yeah.
But
no one
Smart
ended
move
up.
by him.
Oh yeah, this is totally worked out. He's made that franchise, like he's made it his town, which is probably what he
That was
wanted all
probably the best
along.
place he could have gone.
Yeah,
really quick, I had Blazers at 4 seed, and then I put the Miami Heat at the 4th seed in the East with 48 wins.
Oh, really?
And then Bucks at.
So
Well, I like that call.
Sixers, Bucks,
2.
Celtics, Heat, Pacers. I didn't know Oladipo
Good
was
call.
still hurt. Pacers,
So,
Raptors,
would you-
Nets, Pistons.
You think the Heat will be third?
I
No,
guess
I said they'll be like a 5 or 4
they could get a home. They could get
I
a
can
home
see
court
them
advantage
being
in the
at least a
playoffs.
4.
If they go home court advantage in the playoffs, like a 3rd or 4th seed in the first 2 rounds, that's going to be interesting.
yeah.
Let's see who they have on.
No, it's also nice to see Miami kind of like they've somewhat kept that team consistent, or at least somewhat contending ever since they lost LeBron James. They found interesting creative ways through trades and free agent signings they have that are kind of under the radar to kind of keep that team afloat, like bringing Goran Dragic and other players like him. Like they've been smart how they've been managing that team and just slowly trying to set.
I
them
like
up for the team.
Dragic. I like Butler because they're dogs, man. They
Dragic
play
is a
hard. They,
tougher
they're
guy
not, they
than
don't,
people
they're
give him
not
credit for.
about the spotlight. I mean, Butler kind of was about. He just wanted out of the T-Wolves, but when Butler plays and Dragic plays, they play hard. They're teammates.
They're smart.
And they have 2 solid
Good
rookies.
teammates.
They also have 2 young up and coming players like Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson, and they have 2 others.
Who's on their team? What's the
Let me
roster?
give you more details. So they're
Well,
deep at every
Tyler
single
Hero.
position. They
Tyler
have.
Hero.
I don't know if
Duncan
everyone's
Robinson.
playing. They have Butler, Harrow, Kendrick Nunn, Myers Leonard,
None
Goran
was playing.
Dragic, Duncan
And
Robinson,
Adebayo.
Dion Waiters, Justice Winslow, James
Deion Waiters is
Johnson.
still hurt. When he comes back, he's gonna help them.
Yeah,
He's
they
a
have
shooter.
James Johnson, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo, awesome.
He was playing super
I'm
good
so
last
glad.
night.
Love Adebayo.
I'm glad that Whiteside was gone, by the way.
Yes.
Because Adebayo was way better than
Yes.
Whiteside was. Udonis Haslam, Kelly Olynyk, Derrick Jones Jr.
Olynyk, love it. Who was the last one?
Derrick Jones Jr. Who is good. He's a dunker, but
He's a jumper.
They honestly,
Was he
don't-
with
they,
the
they don't
Phoenix
have that
Suns?
many.
Yeah.
They don't have like
a
a
really good defender.
bad player on their team.
There's
Like,
not
All
anyways,
of them are decent.
I think we're pleasantly surprised by the Heat. I think we.
I
want
would think
Butler
they would
to
be
do well.
Easter contenders. I didn't think they'd be like
I
this
think-
good or
yeah.
this.
If I'm the Sixers, Celtics, and the Bucks, I don't want to play the Heat.
No.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Because they really don't have
They
anything to
could just-
lose. No one was really like, okay, we got Jimmy Butler, but no one was like, they're gonna make the playoffs.
But here's the thing.
So
Here's my question: do they build smart? Do they stay smart and they start like bringing like they kind of keep the system they're going, or do they go all in there in this offseason and try to add one ginormous piece and make a
they do
push?
what the Clippers did last season, where the Clippers went in the playoffs last year and took the Warriors to 6 games, and just let everyone just watch what they were doing, and then people like Kawhi and Paul George wanted to go there.
But also, Kawhi only agreed on the condition that they got
Well,
beating
yes,
their
but
team.
still, he would rather pick the Clippers
Oh,
over
sure.
the Clippers. So I think that's what they do. They just kind of focus on what they're doing and not focus on, oh, we're good. We need to get superstars so we
Right.
can be even better.
It's also it's a mistake I feel like Dallas has almost made with. Even though I like that Porzingis is in Dallas and that's a good team, like what they're
Yeah.
building right now, it almost feels like they could have waited another year or 2 before making that big push. Because it feels like Dallas is almost just kind of, depending on what Miami ends up doing, they could do what Dallas does, where I kind of feel like they're kind of pushing, become a big team and trying to make that run.
I
now
think
that they have
Dallas
Luka.
did the Porzingis trade. We're getting cut. Are you done with Miami Heat?
No, well, I want to know who they play tonight.
The Lakers.
Heat Lakers?
Yeah.
Heat Lakers tonight. Who wins? Nash.
Where's it at?
Lakers.
LA?
Lakers.
I don't. I'm not sure.
Lakers.
I think it's Lakers because it's 10:30 Eastern, so it's Lakers.
Yeah.
You know what?
Lakers?
I believe in.
Lakers.
And here's the thing. I love AD. I'm gonna go LA on this one.
And
That's
LeBron
close.
has 3 straight triple doubles, correct?
Also,
So
they
he
embarrassed
probably-
the Suns had the
Kuzma's
worst.
back. He's starting to get warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
They also
And it's a
exposed.
young. Ooh, it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
They also exposed
I
Phoenix
got
on defense
LA
last
tonight.
night.
So
Jake,
Jake, you got LA.
I got LA.
I got LA.
nobody's taking the Heat.
No.
I'm
I'm
a Laker
taking
fan.
I feel like
I'm taking the Lakers.
that Davis, like, no one's gonna be able to really stop Davis.
It's a
They
mismatch.
put
They're too
Bam
tall.
on him, yeah, but yeah, they were way.
Even though we love the Heat, it'll be interesting to see who guards Dragic, who's Dragic guarding,
But on the
who's
East,
Butler.
like,
Butler,
The
Miami.
matchups are going to be interesting.
Yeah. One thing, then we'll go back to the Porzingis thing because I really want to talk about that.
LeBron
But
Ball.
the Heat are shooting like 52% from 3, I think, as a
Wow.
collective.
That's how they whooped the Suns last
Yeah,
night.
there's just
Goran Dragic shot a 3, then just like
because
Goran
everyone,
Dragic
just
was
came
5 of
back
7.
and just-
everyone on the
Yeah.
team can shoot.
he
Butler,
hit a
Harrell,
three.
Nunn,
Yeah,
Leonard,
no.
Dragic, Duncan.
No, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
everyone can shoot on that team.
He's insane.
Okay, back to the Mavericks thing because I really think this is interesting because I like the Mavericks. So like, Clippers are my favorite team, but the Mavericks games that I've been watching have
He's
been
also
more
not.
interesting.
It's also, how do they not in your playoff picture?
Well, they weren't. This was like a week before the season started.
I still
So
would have
I-
put him in there at 8th or 7th
So
season.
you
But-
change that every day?
No,
No, he's
the
keep
Warriors.
it, no,
are
he's
still
been
the second
untouched.
seed,
Go
but-
to his credit, he hasn't thrown like a
Because
team
Golden
game.
State's still 7, but I'm
To
gonna
his
take
credit,
Mavericks
he has
because
not
I-
changed it.
There's
There's
no
no team
team
would
like
I
like
feel like I
it.
should get a freebie for Golden State.
Is that a live pick page?
I don't think I see the Suns in there. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Oh, really?
But
I think
Suns
it
ain't seed. Suns
you
ain't
said that
seed.
Porzingis, they're kind
You
of
heard it
pushing
here
for
first.
Porzingis and being like
You
a
heard it here
superstar.
They're trying to win now, and it feels like they could have waited another year or two, add
But
more young pieces.
I
They could have
think-
done it.
I think they didn't do it just because they knew that Porzingis was hurt, and that he obviously isn't like the same caliber player as he is or as he was back in New York.
Right.
But I think that it really did a lot for Luka mentally, just having another surefire dude, right? Like if you're playing, like not even that Porzingis is doing like crazy, like not even like being amazing,
Wait. So
but
who did the Knicks guy? I know they got Dennis Smith Jr. Then who else?
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre.
Oh dang! I forgot that.
Yeah, they had DeAndre Jordan for exactly 2 months, and then he goes
And then
right down
he
the
goes-
streets
he
of
goes-
Brooklyn.
But I don't think they did it try to win now. I think they
No,
just
Luka
try to
knows.
give Luka some reassurance that they're kind of heading in the right direction. But the pieces that they have right now are really like Seth Curry, Dorian Finney-Smith. They still have Barea, do they?
They still have JJ Barea.
Yeah,
Barea.
their big men have been good. Porzingis is good.
Did you say
on
Seth
defense.
Curry?
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
Boban.
Okay.
Dorian Finney-Smith. I already said
Was he a
that.
free agent?
Boban,
Dwight.
Seth,
Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber. Yeah.
Seth
Hey,
So,
Curry free agent.
yeah.
What?
Seth Curry. He was on the dribbling.
So,
last
Nick,
year.
Oh yes, they lost. Seth
thanks for
Curry.
having me on, guys. I need to get going, but next time I'm on, I want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about who do we think is the first team to start tanking,
Yes.
I have that.
and who are they tanking for? I mean, we
I
got
don't
college
know.
basketball starting. Don't talk about it now, but I'd like that'd be a fun conversation.
That would
I haven't
be a
even
fun
looked at
topic
any
because I love
prospects yet.
talking
Anyways,
about
I
teams
gotta go.
tanking more than anything.
Okay, so let's end this. So, question of the day: who do you think's gonna win the Lakers Heat game?
We're
Or
uploading
who do you
this.
think? Who do you? No, do you think the Heat will be a 3 seed? Yes or no?
Will the Heat get home court advantage in the playoffs? That's
Yes.
better.
So what does that mean? 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed?
Yeah.
If you get top 4 and then
Yeah.
So,
everyone else.
yes or no? Heat 3
Doesn't mean
seed,
they're gonna get a certain amount of games.
3 or 4 seed.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Subscribe.
Comment down anyone that you think had a bad take again, or
Yeah, please come at
Please
me.
go to my
And
channel.
comment
Come
us
at
with
me, man.
comment us with topics that you want us to talk about because if you guys comment
Yeah,
something
we
we'll
need
talk
more
about
topics.
it.
So
Yeah.
just throw some out and make sure to watch Cole's channel in
Awesome.
the description.
Yeah, the description.
And alright,
Thank
thanks
you.
for watching.
Hey,
Have back on.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Cole.
what I said, Kurt.
Pleasure
of course.
having
Yes,
Sir
sir.
Kurt.
A lot.
You looks like you're about to rip Nash's arm off.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's-
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for watching.
thank you.